2, 1. All right. Welcome to the Alter Egos podcast.
Hey, glad to be here.
Podcast about productivity and booze activity.
All righty. How are we doing today?
What are you doing with that dumbass fucking getup you got going?
You know, I was telling you earlier, we watched that Shia LaBeouf Hot Ones.
Shia
LaBeouf. And God, he's got one hell of a personality, that kid.
I mean, we all strive. We all strive to be like him, dude.
I mean,
sure.
after that video, yeah, like he's got some impressive fashion going over there.
I never thought that. See, my thing about his fashion is that, like, I feel like you can only pull it off with the confidence that he has.
It really is that factor.
It's
That's
all
a
about
huge
confidence.
thing. I mean, look at Jonah Hill too. The way he dresses, like he just puts it out there, and it's almost a sense of, like, you can't give a fuck what other people think.
Are you a fashion
just gotta
icon?
do. Honestly, no. Like I keep it pretty
Like,
simple.
who are you wearing right now?
Well, you know, like, you know, it's Sunday. I had a pretty good night last night, so I was like, hey, like, we're feeling the vibes. Let's just dress it up a little bit. So we got
La Vaquita.
like, that's the basicness, the Patagucci. We got the Mickey Mouse watch, very clean. Thank you for my mother. And then, and the chain. Well, let's be subtle about that. We don't need to flex that or anything. And then these are probably one of the coolest pairs of pants I own. You know, Marlboro's travel team. I don't even think they can make this kind of stuff anymore. But
where'd you even get that?
Buffalo Exchange. And then this is La Vaquita, as you know, Cabo. And I found this out at the Plex. And
you just found it?
Yeah, I didn't even know what it was.
Can we talk about how wonderful of a treasure chest the Plex is?
You know, it's a black hole. You find a lot of stuff, and you lose a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And then you see everyone else wearing your closet, and you're like, oh, that's definitely mine. But you're too scared to say
something.
I
once found like a sick. It was a blue Nike polo with a Corona Extra logo on it.
Oh.
And I was like, this is sick. Who the fuck left this? It's like, usually, like, you don't want to pick up clothes, but it was like, it looked clean. It was just like on like,
as long as you don't visibly
yeah. It was like,
right.
You don't see any it just schmutz. Looked clean. So it's like, I picked it up, I washed it, and I wore it. And then Sheedy comes up to me. He's like, yo, is that my shirt?
Oh my God.
And I was like, I just looked at him. I was like,
maybe.
Not anymore.
No, dude, I lost one of the coolest retro shirts I had. It was like, my dad passed it down to me. It was a Bush shirt, and it said like something like confront Hussein, and it was like a picture of Hussein on it. And then on the back, it said back Bush. And it was like one of the most patriotic, like cool, like fuck around shirts you could just toss on and like wear anywhere. And everyone's like, you get some like real good looks.
So dang.
And then you'd get some like, what the fuck is this?
You know what?
About?
Well, you know what the dankest part about my finds were sunglasses.
Oh, really?
I have to this day. You know those like plastic pull out like things. I have a full thing of it, full of sunglasses.
That's interesting.
Full of them.
I don't know a lot of people. Like, I have a watch box where it's kind of the same scenario where you like pull it out and they're all tucked in, like nice and confined. But I haven't seen the sunglass thing. Where would you get that at?
No, it's just like it's just like a plastic. They're all just thrown in there. But I'm just saying, like, they're all just like plastic, like shitty sunglasses that I found around the Plex.
So they just really
volume a little bit.
A little bit. There you go.
Yeah, it's like after every party, I would just like go out and roam, and like usually it would be like roaming to like find someone. Where I'd be like, oh, post party, like I'm fucked up, like I wanna go get an In-N-Out, or I wanna go get a burrito or something. And
Those are some of the
go over to David's house, or
yeah.
go over to Dolls, or like go over to Storms, and I'd just be like, yo, like let's go get food. But on my way, I would find, just like a pair of Quay sunglasses just sitting at the bar, or a pair of Ray-Bans just sitting like on the washing machine in the hallway.
Right,
and I would just be like, this is probably some girls or somebody's, and I'm just like, they left it here. It's literally 9 a.m. Like, I'm taking them. And I did.
It's like those pool parties, like at the aftermath of that, it was like almost like a scene from Saving Private Ryan when they're storming D-Day. There's like some girl just passed out. There's puke over there. Like, no one knows what the fuck's wrong. Yeah, like,
you don't know if they came to the party without an arm, or
you're shell shocked because you just consumed so much alcohol, your head's throbbing. Like, but man, that place was one hell of a frat wonderland.
Dude, I loved the Plex. I helped build that pool.
Yeah, I've heard that story. That's one of the funniest things ever.
Best shit ever. Like, dude, before then, man, it was such a...
You guys really like polish a turd. That's a definite fact. And oh my God, I remember I bought a washer and dryer into that place because our landlord was such a cheap fuck. And it was broke. He was right. Like, it was broken by the end of the year. Both of them. Like, we just like left them. Like, it was so shitty. But like living there, I literally moved in there right after my freshman year. Like straight from dorms to the Plex. And I remember I was living in the living room for like a solid 2 weeks.
I hate to say it because there's a lot of great guys, but you're not a true KA if you didn't live in the Plex.
I 100% believe in that. Like, of course. I mean, you just haven't done your time.
Like you just haven't done your time. It is one of the wildest, craziest, most fun experiences you've ever had. Like, Like, I lived on a couch for a year.
Oh, yeah. And you were A-okay with it, too, you know?
It's like at the time, like my mom, I told my mom, I was like, I'm living on a couch. She's like, are you serious? Like, are you okay? Like, what? She was so concerned. I was like, I'm like really happy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like really happy because it's like, you have such a great day. You don't really care where you fall asleep. And like, I was just having such a great time. Like I'm not going to lie to you. Like, we'll get a little deep. Like, in high school, I didn't have like the craziest group of friends. Like my group of friends were pretty small. So when I had just like an influx of friends and was constantly surrounded by people, it was just such a great time for me that I didn't care. It was just so fun. The Plex was just like waking up. You always had somebody to go. And I'm a super social person. Right. Like, I just always like, I don't necessarily value my alone time as much as other people do. Mm-hmm. And so like when I have personal time, I want to spend it with other people. So like going to just get canes with somebody else, or like just the fact that somebody would just knock on your door while you're just playing 2K and they'd be like, yo, do you want to go to IKEA? Next thing you know, you're like fucking hanging out of the back of a truck, holding on for dear life for a mattress because it doesn't fit in the car. Like, that was just like the best. Like, you never know when an adventure or a story could come up.
I would say that probably 75% of my most interesting stories is just living at that complex. Like, my God, I remember it was in the summers too, when there's only like 5 guys there. That was like some crazy shit. Like, I'll tell you a story. Cole, he was working at Uber, and then he like just got there, so he had his work computer and everything. And this is like 7 a.m. on a probably like a Thursday. I hear just pounding on my door, and like my room had no windows, so it was just dark as fuck all the time. And he goes, dude, like, you got to come help me out. There's some crazy guy that just like broke into my room and said like the world's ending. And I'm just like, what the fuck? So I grabbed the sword, like, you know, our sword right there. And I like went over there. This guy's gone. He like literally went into Cole's room, said like, you got to see this, man. You got to get out there. Like, the world's ending, blah, blah, blah. And Cole's like, who the fuck are you? And why are you taking my beer?
Cole literally loved just to have homeless people at his house.
I mean, he's got some kind of weird attraction to them. But at the end of the day, like, he got his laptop stolen and everything. And this guy, like, there was just scattered random shit, like, all the way up to his door, like a Volkswagen owner manual, like some 90s, like, Motorola phone, like, just the weirdest assortment of objects. And, like, this guy, we never found him. Cole never got his shit back. Like, he's a sly motherfucker. Yeah. But it was the craziest thing, just wake up at 7 a.m. and, like, yeah, just almost got robbed by a fucking homeless guy.
Jesus Christ. Well, did I ever tell you a story about how when I moved out?
Mm-mm.
So I did my time. I moved in summer 2015, maybe? When did you pledge?
Yeah. You like knew.
Because I went to school 2013, 14, 15, so summer 2015. Jesus. Because I rushed my sophomore year.
Oh, okay.
And so summer 2015, it was literally just me, Eric, David, Jacques, and Campton. And so that's when I started. So I did it all summer. And I was living in the second room on the right side of the courtyard.
Okay, yeah.
In the 8. And then I moved to the 6 it was our first year at the 6 because previously homeless people had lived there. Or like just crackheads.
That's insane.
So we moved we were the first ones. We were the first ones in the 6. The first day that Tyler moved in, there was a homeless guy still living in there, and Tyler allowed him to stay. So Tyler would live in his room, and the homeless guy was sleeping in the other room.
That's fucking insane.
And he just let him stay there. I was like, are you fucking kidding me, dude?
What
He's like, what? He seemed like a nice guy.
Oh my God, yeah, he's fucking homeless. No
I'm like,
shit.
all right, whatever, man. Because the guy was just like, yeah, like Steve like told me that I had to move out, and it's like I don't have anywhere else to go. And Pollard's like, oh, I'll let him stay. I was like, whatever, man, whatever. So anyway, I do my year, and then I do my next summer 2016.
Uh-huh.
All hail summer 2016. And it's getting to the end of it. It's getting to the end, and my roommate Casey had moved out.
Oh, and I remember him.
If you don't know this story, Pollard had gotten arrested at a Diamondbacks game for underage drinking.
Oh, okay.
And we were all in initiation.
Oh, shit.
So Casey needed to get money to bail him out. So he went back home, but he didn't have his keys because Pollard had his keys because Pollard drove. So he kicked down his door, the back door of the 6, got into his room, got money, and then to bail him out. Well, he kicked down his door and broke it. He broke the
hinge or whatever,
the frame.
Yeah.
So he never fixed it. And I mean, that was, initiation. That's like May or whatever. So what we did is we took one of those pull-up bars, the pull-up bars that you like put up on the thing. We like put it down in the door, and then you know how they had like shelves built in. So we would like put the other thing on the shelf and then just kind of like wedge it closed because it didn't close anymore.
Oh my God.
And that's how we did it for like a month. And then summer came around and we were doing it. And then one day we were just hanging out in my room watching TV or playing 2K or whatever. And I had I don't know why I did it, but I had just shoved a bunch of books and papers and stuff like into it. And like right at the door, just kind of shoved them into the corner. It was like the leftmost corner of the room. And we heard the door open. And it was me, Campton, and I think like Kelby and Goose. And like we just like looked at each other like, what the hell? So we get up and we go over there. And the door is wide open because you could tell the door's wide open. All the books are moved aside. Like someone just came in here. And the room was empty because he had moved out. You know, I was living in the front room. I was like, dude, fuck that. So, like, that night, I slept in Goose's room. The next morning, I woke up. I went and got a shotgun.
Oh, nice.
I moved back into my room. I put the thing in. I slept with my shotgun fully loaded right next to me. And I put on the page. I was like, does anybody have space? Who hits me up with Joel? You guys remember Joel?
Oh, I know Joel. He was the guy I lived with that summer.
Really?
He's a fucking animal. I'll tell you.
Oh, Joel. We can share Joel's story. So, Joel's like, hey, I'm living at Newberry North. Because he had taken over some, I think Chase's lease just for the summer.
Okay.
While Chase was back in LA and then he moved back. And he's like, I'm here. And I was like, okay, do you think I could contact, whoever lived there and like live with you? So I contacted Bill, I think. And I was like, yo, can I live there for a little bit? And he's like, sure. And so I moved there for like 2 months before I moved to the villas.
Damn, you moved around a lot.
And that's just what I did because like I was like so sketched out. I was like, a homeless dude knows. So for those who don't know, the door is 5 feet from a wall that is the edge to a train tracks where homeless people love to walk.
It's a great community.
It's a fantastic community. They have a very good.
You can squat on train tracks.
You can squat on train tracks, I guess. So they love to come, and I was like, it's literally whoever came in was a homeless dude. And he knows that I'm here by myself.
And that door's not locked.
That door's not locked. So I'm getting the fuck out of here. I had not too much left on my lease. So I was like, dude, I'm gone. And I left and I went to Newberry.
Wow.
And I mean, we had great times. Joel was one of the greatest.
Well, dude, he
was juicing at the time. We were just hitting the gym. He was juicing. He was eating chicken quarter thighs just by hand.
That's like one of the main things.
We were watching just crazy movies all day. It was fun, man.
That was just like hanging out with like a big brother you haven't seen for a long time. Hey, I'm trying to talk here. God, don't fucking respect.
Yo, Jamie,
millennials.
Shut the fuck up.
Shut up, Jamie. Shut up. Yeah. But yeah, living with him, like, because he was the only one there that summer I moved in after the dorms, and he would not clean his chicken pan. He would just cook in it every day.
Dude. Yes.
And I was like, why do you do that?
So for those who don't know, this is what did you say? Maybe a foot. It's like with those glass pans. Those glass pans, they're about like that thick, and they have the handles on the sides. It's a glass pan, and he would put 2 chicken thigh quarters on them, and he'd bake them, and then he'd eat them, but he never washed the pan.
No, I never got
the same thing because he got me into that. That's such a good like bulk.
Yeah,
meal.
no, hang on. It was like just a simple
chicken.
life, right?
Like,
just
and
chicken and rice.
But I was just like, dude, wash that.
Yeah,
wash it.
He's like, no, he wouldn't do it.
Here's a great story. I think I might have told it before, but so when we were living together at Newberry, he had cooked rice or something, and then this was before when I first moved in. He was living by himself.
Oh no shit. Okay.
So it was a little dirty.
Yeah.
It was a little dirty, but I didn't give a fuck. I was like, whatever, And there were some pans, and there was a pan of rice, like just not a pan, but what's the taller ones?
Pot.
A pot.
Yeah.
There was a pot of rice, and he had left it on the stove, and it had gotten moldy.
Oh,
with white mold on top. So I stayed away from it, whatever. Eventually, a KA from U of A moved in too for us for the summer because he had an internship. Kid was whack as fuck. And we went to the Bears Den. The good old den. And this kid came with us. It was like the first night he like moved in, and we come back, and I made food for myself. I made just like turkey, and then I made like, just like turkey and tortillas, and just like made like tacos or whatever. And he's like, yo, can I have some? I was like, no, it's not too much. Like, sorry, like, no.
My portions aren't right now.
Yeah, it's like I'm not going to share it because it's not that much. And so he grabs, he's like, can I eat this then? And I was like, yo, that's not cheese. Like, that's mold. Like, don't eat that. And he's like, don't be so rude about it. Like I was like, no, dude, it's not mine. I was like, it's not mine. Like, I'm just telling you, don't eat that. That's mold. And he's like, okay, whatever. So like I go and I sit down. It's like me, Thomas, Joel, somebody else. And we're just like hanging out. Probably Nietzsche was there. Nietzsche was always around. and I'm eating my tortillas and I look over and this kid just has the fucking pot in his hand and he's just eating it with a wooden spoon. I was like, yo, don't eat that. And he's like, yo, chill the fuck out. I was like, dude, that is mold. And he like, that's mold. And he's like, he's hammered. He's like, dude, if it's not yours, why do you care? I was like, all right.
My God.
I was like, all right, man. That's all you. That's all you.
I got a crazy story from when I was living with him at the Den. What's it
that
called?
Didn't even have anything to do with Joel, really. It's just that kid was weird.
I haven't seen him in a long time. He's off the grid.
No. He's been living. I think he's living back in North California. I think I'm going to see him.
That's what I was hearing too, actually.
Parton's doing an elk hunt at the end of next month.
I thought you said elk hunt. But
no,
elk hunt. Sorry,
elk hunt. He's doing an elk hunt, and I think. He's going, so I think I might join them.
Be pretty sweet.
Just to hang out.
He had a lot of great terminology about life. Like honestly,
that kid was amazing. I would love to have him.
I'll get a beer out of here. Sorry, the technical difficulties.
Hey, how about that time he came and rescued Mark and Grayson?
Whoa, what do you mean?
When you guys were getting
fun activities,
and he came strolling down the
holy shit! Oh my God! It was the most G thing I've ever seen. He fucking walked. So one of our buddies got jumped when they were walking to the Plex.
By who? Just
some random guy.
Lord?
Yeah,
Spence Lord?
Big Spence Lord. They got fucked up. Like they couldn't.
Shit.
Yeah, like it was bad.
I always thought that was a whack place, but I never thought anybody actually got jumped.
No, yeah, they're walking down Spence. So I think they spit near a shoe or some shit. I don't know. Things escalated. They got the fucking shit beat out of them by like grown Spence Lord men, like way older than us. Yeah. And then Joel. Yeah, and they look like Dumb and Dumber, and they're always fucked up half the time, so they couldn't defend themselves. But Joel just runs out of his room and was like, "Who fucking hurt you?" And we were like, they were just like some random guys on the street, like pretty much. And is it good? A little bit more? Yeah. All right, here we go.
You're good.
Okay. All right, so yeah. And so Joel just walks out of his room with like a fist of fear.
Back away from the mic a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, you good here?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. We're good. Okay, so yeah, he fucking runs out of his room and has just like a Glock tucked in his back pocket. Mob's always like, I'm going to go find him. And I was like, Jesus Christ. And he was just being like a fucking stud.
In the bed of the truck with an M16.
No. What the fuck? Who told you that?
No, I heard he got the Ranger issued M16 out with him.
No, he had an M14.
And he said, I'm going to go find these motherfuckers.
No, I saw him run out. He just had a handgun.
No, yeah. To be honest, he didn't have an M16. He had an M14.
Yeah.
That's right.
But it was military grade.
Verify that. Standard issue.
Issue. No, we shot it all the time. We went shooting. We did long range shots.
Okay,
crazy. That's what was crazy is like he had his handgun and like I'm a hunter too. Like I had a weapon and it's like we all know and he knew that too. So and we went shooting a lot that summer.
Mm-hmm.
So but he would leave his handgun out like fully loaded on the kitchen. You know, Newbury North, they have that island.
Yeah.
He would just leave it out there with an extra mag there. And I was just like, yo, like, I know it's cool for me, but like, we have people over and we get fucked up and drunk.
Yeah.
And like, this kid just moved in. He doesn't know what the fuck you're doing. You need to lock that shit up.
Yeah.
Like, cause he just had the handgun there with a full thing.
It's just things like that. Like that.
It's like you and me are all cool.
Right.
And he knew that. Like, Joel's a smart guy. And he's like, oh, you know, we went shooting. He knew my trigger discipline. He knew what I like. And he knew, but I was like, yo, like, other kids aren't as fucking smart as we are.
Especially the group of guys we hang out with, you know, not the brightest bulbs. But I mean that's just that explains Joel. That's
what a great guy. I hope to God sometime he comes for alumni week and I can get him on.
Crazy,
what a legend, man. Yeah. What a legend. I'm just going to say that kid fucking came in for one reason, and that was to get girls, and he did it. He had his fun, and then he moved on with his life. I respect it.
I heard that story because I already came out with it.
No, that would be like that would have scared the shit out of all of them.
Because he would never. I think he's smart enough to know that. Because I'm pretty sure that's assault with a pistol's assault with a deadly weapon too. But like,
it's tucked. If it's concealed,
you can have. If he had his license, like.
Give this kid his credit though. He was an Army Ranger, and he still had. You know how Army Rangers tote a tomahawk.
Yeah.
They carry a tomahawk with them.
Oh, no shit.
He had that. Yes.
He did?
Oh, that's what that was.
He had that tomahawk on his wall. And he had that tomahawk tattoo.
Yeah, he had the tattoo.
Bolt, yeah.
He was like one of the guys that like justified me going into KA. Yeah,
No, amazing dude. Amazing dude.
One time I played Running Through the Jungle with him. We were on a drive. And you know that song? It's like... Oh, sorry. All right. It's like, Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Yeah, CCR.
Of course.
All the, like, Vietnam movies, you, like, hear this song. It's a dope-ass song. I played it, and I was just like... We're just sitting there in silence, which is something that, like, me and Joel did a lot. And like, we really enjoyed it. Like, we would just make a fire and sit there quietly and have a great night. But anyways, I put that song on, and, like, I was like, dude, this song's in all the war movies. And he's just like, oh, this is killing people music. He goes, oh, you don't even know. This is killing people music. Like, as if he, like got off.
No, it was absolutely crazy. He was a Humvee machine gunner.
Oh my!
Like honestly,
legend.
One of the most badass people I've ever met. Oh, 100%.
He wouldn't talk about it.
No, that's a great.
Oh, he never. And I was like, I just, man, I remember like when we bid this kid, I was like, dude, what are we gonna do with him? Like, what are we gonna do with him? Because like, this kid has all of our respect. And he's not even in the fraternity yet. Like, what are we supposed to do with him? Like, and man, what a great kid, man.
Yeah,
what a great kid.
He's a cool kid. I always felt a little bit
How
safer.
about I think we'll take a little break.
Okay.
And well, actually, we have
We can give the ball roll.
we have one more story.
Okay.
And I want to hear the story of how you say you got kicked out of high school.
Okay.
I want to hear the story. We'll get the story in.
This gives me a little PTSD, but we'll talk about it. So I mean, obviously, growing up,
take the glasses off. Let's see your eyes for this one.
Jesus.
Let's see your eyes for this one. Let's get emotional. Let's get deep.
Keep your distance so you don't.
Yeah.
All right, Dad.
Let's get deep. Let's get deep in this one.
Well, okay, so as I was growing up, like I was a fat kid, so like how I would cope with that is like I just like wanted to make people.
You know who you
laugh.
remind me of when you say that?
Who?
You ever seen that show New Girl?
Yeah, somewhat.
You're Schmidt.
Oh, is that? I love that guy.
Yeah, because
he's
you were the
chill.
fat kid who turned skinny. Now you're a douchebag.
Oh god. Well, I mean, yeah.
Dodgeball.
Mhm.
How Ben Stiller's character used to just like be a huge.
Oh my! End of the end. That's
Yeah.
the
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
fucking great movie. But yeah, so I mean, I always kind of had like, and I stayed in Catholic school for like literally most of my educational career.
Oh, L'Chaim.
Yeah. Right. But so I mean they had like I just kind of always had a target on my back, just like the way I like acted, like what was like, projected myself.
Sure.
And so like I never really got along with the administration, and I so kindergarten through ninth grade, Catholic school, same kind of families go to that other high school called I'll say it, Seton, little Catholic school in Chandler. So like everyone kind of knew everyone's business, and that's how those schools are. It's like a small town, like everyone knows everything.
Yeah.
Like it goes down to like family, like how much money you make, and like all that kind of shit. It's like a secret society. So going into that high school, like it was like a college admissions. Like I had 2 meetings. I had like my first meeting just like with
administration. And
yeah,
stuff?
and then I had another one because like you know what this is? Like this is your file. All these yellow ticks are like bad recommendations and stuff. And I was like, Jesus Christ, like I haven't even done anything yet. Like I'm already getting like questioned by the dean of students.
Yeah.
So that's how I started my educational career at Seton. And then I just like got ticks and ticks and ticks as long as I went. So basically what happened, we had like school on President's Day. And like most schools had it off. So I was like, fuck this. And I, dabbled with some recreational things. And, went to school having fun. And then the Boy Scouts are doing their flag ceremony. And they're like trying to act like all cool. And I was like, kept yelling. I was like, oh, they're heroes. Like they saved us. Like trying to like really like push the motive of like they're like doing things that's like way too much. And I was already pissed that we're like in school. We shouldn't be. So the day goes on and I get called into the office. And I was like, oh shit. Like they definitely know that I've done some stuff today. But I go in there, and I'm a senior in high school at this time, and they go, you've been Snapchatting freshmen asking for nudes. And I go, well, our school is known for taking your phone and going through your shit. So I go, no, I haven't. I've had a girlfriend for 2 years. You're full of shit.
It's kind of fucked up though. Like
no,
there's no privacy.
This is where the reputation of like, right. Yeah. And that's what no one understood. Every kid always thought they were like hot shit. They're like, oh, what if I go in there? I'm not going to give them my phone. I'm blah, blah, blah. But I mean, that's where my reputation got the best of me. Like this was just one out for them to like start their trial of kicking me the fuck out. So 1 second.
I'm not going to lie. Okay. When you said I got kicked out of school, I was like, oh, like public schools like that? You got to be a fuck. You got to be like a Steve-O type.
No, you gotta be
Catholic school, I could be like, all right, that's why you're.
This
still a good
wasn't
guy.
just for like, oh my god, like he was cheating on his homework. Like so, basically, they used that as like a ploy to go through my phone, and I was like, I'm not giving you my phone unless my like dad's here. I talk to my dad. They go, you can give us a phone, or you can sign the papers and get the fuck out. So I go, all right, fuck you. I'm a senior, like whatever. Like remind you that I haven't been like a sophomore, like where you erase everything bad on your phone and like you're like really like watching your ass.
Yeah.
I just didn't give a shit. I was like, fuck you. They're not gonna do anything. So I go through my phone. First, they find a drug deal the like night I did before. Like I was just like picking up and like that was it. So that was out there, and they're like, "What's Girl Scout cookie?" I'm like, "Oh, it's a hookah flavor." They go, "Really? How many grams of that did you get?" And I go, "Oh, yeah." So they call my bullshit on that, and they go like. Just do so much stuff. They go through like, and we had iPads. This is when like technology is really being like implemented in our educational system. So I used iPad to take notes and everything. So I had a test on there because there's a summer school class, and we like basically our buddies just took like you would take the home the test, see what you did wrong, and then give it back. So they took pictures of that, sent it that way. We used that. We got like great scores on the first few tests. Hardest class at our high school.
Yeah.
So they knew that was fucked. Basically like incriminated like 5 of my friends because like I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I didn't even know I still had the pictures, honestly. So that sucked. And then they went through messages with my dad. And so this is going to take...
This is so intrusive.
I mean, that's the... Like, obviously you're looking for something
Like,
at
oh,
that
I'm not going to
point.
lie to you. I'm Catholic. But
Yeah.
like, fuck that, dude.
So, and this is at the time, my grandpa wasn't doing well either. So when my grandpa died, I was getting kicked out of high school and I didn't have my phone. So that was fucked too. But... So, like, yeah, they're going through my messages with my dad, and my dad was home one time, and I threw, like, a Halloween party, and he was texting, like, he was smoking a cigar in his room, just being, like, a G, and, like, we're all just hanging out, and they were...
Your dad was at your house while you were having a party?
Like, he's a real cool guy. He,
That's
like,
dope.
it's obviously probably not the best idea, but I was a shit kid, and I was like, just please, like, let me do this, and, like, it was fucking blast. We stayed out of trouble, nothing bad
I mean, I
happened.
feel like the fact that like you had the audacity to ask your parents for a party is better.
I've always been straightforward.
If
with them,
anything
I
happens,
think-
you have an adult there, like
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
If that happens, you can tell an adult.
exactly.
Yeah, it's just the one thing he was like, just like the drinking and stuff, like it would all like fall on him. But whether aside from that, they also found text messages like when I was planning the party, like I had a fake ID was like since I was like a junior in high school. So like they just saw like all this shit. Like I fucking sent a picture, just a shopping cart full of booze to like all my friends, and they saw that. It was super fucking bad. And then that one day I bring my wallet on campus, these motherfuckers bust me and they found my fake ID and everything. And they're like, what do you use this for? I was like, oh, just to get chew, you know, like tobacco. Like I don't buy alcohol. And they're like, what's the fucking picture of all this alcohol? So this is like the fucking Nixon like situation. Like
This is-
everyone knows
this is
about this
RJ
at my
Gate.
school. It's crazy.
This is RJ Gate.
So I go ahead. There's this. This is the thing that pisses me off. They think they're like aristocrats. They have a fucking board, and I have to go in front of them, like have someone represent me. I use my football coach and pretty much like beg for their forgiveness and like keep me in school.
Did you really care?
I at this point no. Like I was done with football. Like I like we did my shit and that was it. Like I didn't care, and it's fucking expensive to go to those schools anyway.
Yeah.
So. I'm
Still
going
came
I'm,
to ASU at the end of the day.
so I'm going into this trial, and it's like this was like one of the funniest things. I was like, they don't have shit on me. Like I haven't like misbehaved or like really done that much shit here, or, like got in big trouble. They pull my file, and it's like the same thing as when I came into the school. It's just everything I've fucking done.
Tag.
There's like you did donuts behind the fucking gym, like in the dirt lot. You fucking
How do they know that?
They just like had everything, and I was like, I got a detention for patting my teacher. Like how
For just like, hey,
I was just like, it's like good to see. Like I'm a touchy guy. Like that's how I am.
Sure.
Like I just like I like to like hang out. Like I'm a nice guy. Like
Yeah.
what the fuck? And this guy was such a prick. He went to Notre Dame and he thought he was so fucking smart. And he was like, "Don't touch me." And I was like, "Okay." I'm like, "I'm sorry."
Consider himself a theologian.
Yes, pretty much. He said he didn't have sex with his wife just because like it was a bad deed. And I was like, "You're fucking cuck," honestly. Yeah. See, like so, like it was just like a weird fucking dilemma. And at the end of the day,
My
like,
high school is looking so good. It's looking so good.
but it's just like such a funny thing that they went through all this trouble and like time and resources just to kick my ass out. Like really, like I'm gonna fucking like I'm doing that much to the society of the school and like our community that like you're gonna go through all this time and effort to fucking kick me out.
It's ridiculous.
I kind of thought it was funny, so I like literally got that Friday after this week long Flakegate, or it was just oh my god.
RJ Gate.
RJ Gay. And so I'm in class. We had half days on Friday. I remember I'm in my last class and they get the call, like, you know, the phone. They're like, yeah, you guys send RJ to the front office. I go in there, my parents are in there already. And yeah, they like, you're done. Sign the papers, get out. And I was like, my dad was like, you'll be hearing from our lawyer. Oh, the other thing is,
Your dad sued?
well, no, he was full of shit,
just-
obviously. But
Your dad's just flopping his dick out right before.
Oh, and they just knew, like, they're such smug assholes. But they made me get a drug test. I had to pay like $400. I was like, I'm not gonna pass. Like, I just told you, like, I was done. They're like, no, you still need to get it. Shave my fucking armpit, the whole 9 yards, peed in the cup, and they left that out. And like, people saw that, like, my like drug test stuff and everything. Like, students were just going in there because like having no meetings with the dean. And my dad was like, what the fuck is up with that? Like, you're just gonna leave?
Yeah,
my
that's
kid's shit
releasing
out?
private information.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
That's-
defaming someone's name.
So
Yeah,
I mean,
slander.
at the end of the day, we didn't do anything. I didn't give a shit. I went to my public school that was literally across the street from my house, signed the papers that day, and was like, that was it.
Well, fuck that school, man.
I mean, that's how it is. You know, I get
That has
it.
nothing to do with
Usually
Catholicism.
If you ever become a famous alumni, they can't claim you as your own.
That's the thing.
Good,
That's what I love
good,
it. It's
good.
like,
Yeah.
Well,
fuck
you're
them. They don't
famous now,
deserve it.
bud.
Yeah.
Let's take a break.
All right.
Let's have some more booze. Let's do
Let's
some
get it going.
donuts,
I would love to do some.
You know,
donuts.
and-
let's get it
and,
cracking.
and let's get it cracking, and we'll come back.
Perfect.
All right.